Jesus. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was about to do an outro then. Probably saw that and heard that on screen. I accidentally just took a screenshot on Steam. Hey, all viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to Say Being Hunted. It's time for another episode. Is it, what, 611 that we're up to now? Ladies and gentlemen, something like that. And it is... Okay, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to date the video. It's mid-November as when I record this, though it'll be at least a few days before this video goes out. Technically, I'm still on the same map as last time. I just decided to move to another island, ladies and gents, since I was gallivanting around that same island for a while. I could have been moving to another one. So I hope you guys are all doing very well. It's an evening as I'm going to record this on a Thursday. It's, you know, it's been a sort of nice working day. Fairly steady. Sorry, I'm getting gas going up my throat. I just ate a packet of crinkly salt and vinegar crisps, and talking like this so straight after basically eating that means that it's like I'm just getting gas going up my throat. It's very annoying. No, that's not the main topic of conversation I wanted to talk about. I actually had something interesting in mind because, you know, of course, thing is, with November sort of flying by at the moment, and with December approaching, no doubt many people are probably wondering, you know, what sort of series am I probably going to be doing? What sort of games am I going to be playing for the Christmas period? And, what are you doing on this side of the village, old boy? You just pull some birds over or something? I don't know. No, so what kind of games and series am I going to be doing over the Christmas period? And, you know, you just have to sort of wait and see, won't you, ladies and gentlemen? You have to see what occurs and all that. But, you know what, I'm going to spoil at least one of them in this video because it sort of relates to the topic I actually have on my mind. So, in the past, you know, people have asked me to do various World War II games, since, obviously, I do a lot of World War II games on the channel. Call of Duty Vanguard, of course, will have finished fairly recently. And, people have asked about a couple of obscure mods to do with real RTCW, or just whoa, Jesus, lag spike. People have been asking about mods for RTCW, things like that, because apparently there's like one or two that I haven't played, and you know, no, I'll definitely have a look at them. But over the course of December, we are going to be playing a different kind of World War II game, not a first-person shooter, something different, and it's the first instalment of a franchise which people have asked for in the past. It is the first game of the old Commandos series, ladies and gentlemen. You remember Commandos? Commandos Behind Enemy Lines from 1998. Real old game. It's a game that I do remember playing in my youth. I remember playing it as a kid, though I don't think I ever beat it legit because I was always too shit to ever actually win at it, which is unfortunate, but hey, you know, it's good to actually come back to it as an adult and actually play it and try and beat the damn thing. So we're going to be doing that, like I say, over December. That's going to be fun. Can you robots please fucking go that direction so I don't have to worry about you? Fucking take another bottle. God, I'm going to waste all my fucking bottles here at this rate, aren't I? Nope. Take that. Take another bottle. You go over there. That's it. Oh, come on. Get that. Get it. Get it. Get it. There we go. Back up. Yikes, there's so many of them. Take another distraction, please. Oof, there we are. Yeah, so we're going to be playing Commandos Behind Enemy Lines over Christmas. Now, obviously, it's an old game, so it's going to be a little bit, you know, a little bit sort of finicky at times, a little bit glitchy. But I think it'll be worth it. Because the thing is, I've already been block recording a load of episodes for it, and so far, it's going well enough. I've recorded something like the first 6 episodes, as of when I record this episode of Sir. And yeah, it's been very, very challenging so far, but I've been really enjoying it, because it's such a blast from the past. Because the thing is, I haven't played that game since I was a kid, and like I say, I never was able to beat it legit, so it's good to come back to it as an adult and actually try and properly play it. Because I think, as a kid, I could only ever beat it with cheat codes, because of how tough and challenging it actually was. And certainly, as an adult, playing it now, I can certainly see, yeah, it is a real challenging game. I can definitely say that with confidence. But I'm feeling quite triumphant, because so far, like I say, I've, recorded 6 episodes and I've been doing reasonably well at the game. So you've got that to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. And what I will say about the Commandos games is that I'm actually really glad that I made the decision to play Commandos Behind Enemy Lines again and actually do it as a proper series here on the channel. Because the thing is, all these World War II games that I played previously, all these FPSs, I will admit, some of them, to some extent, it felt like we were getting a bit sort of stale and repetitive on that front. And what I mean by that is, once you've played one of these World War II first-person shooters, you kind of have played a lot of them, so to speak. Because the thing is, a lot of these franchises, like the Call of Duty World War II games and others, they tend to tread the same ground over and over again. Namely, they always do big set-piece battles in World War II. So usually there'll always be D-Day, for instance, or Stalingrad, things like that. This is something I've talked about in some of my World War II series. I think I mentioned it in Call of Duty Vanguard, for example. And, like I say, some of these games, they do tend to tread the same turf over and over again, repeatedly, which does make them very repetitive and sometimes a bit stale. And so, like I say, it's good, therefore, to play a World War II game that is a different genre, that isn't just another first-person shooter, because the thing that I suppose that I'm actually enjoying about Commandos Behind Enemy Lines is it's obviously a real-time tactics game, so it's top-down, you control a squad of soldiers, all of whom have different abilities, and you have to fulfill objectives. So it's very much about tactical thinking, it's about patience, it's about slowly but surely looking over the map and figuring out an approach, where you can go and what you can do. And I'm really enjoying that, I must say. I feel like I'm getting much more out of the game now as an adult than I probably ever did as a kid. And yeah, like I say, it makes for a change of pace from these sort of, World War II shooter games. But also what I'm kind of liking about the Commandos, Commandos Behind Enemy Lines, is that obviously the main characters are members of the Commando Corps, the British Special Forces in World War II. And the beauty of that is that it means that some of the missions in the game are set in theatres, which are not commonly kind of depicted in a lot of these big World War II first-person shooter franchises. So, for example, like the first series of missions in Commandos Behind Enemy Lines are set in Norway in the sort of earlier years of the war, like 1940-41, which is, of course, great because, prior to the US entry to the war in December 41, the British did fight a campaign in Norway. It was a disastrous one, admittedly, and, of course, when they eventually pulled out of Norway, the only real British forces that would ever go back were commando units conducting raiding missions, or, for example, Norwegian commandos trained by the British, or British SOE agents, things like that. So it's really good to see that theatre. And the thing is, from what I remember, Commandos Behind Enemy Lines also has a section of its campaign set in North Africa, which is another theatre that I often enjoy seeing in World War II FPS games. Because although it, you do see it crop up from time to time in those kind of games, compared to things like D-Day or Stalingrad, it's not one that's done quite as frequently. So that's always fun to see as well. So yeah, like I say, Commandos Behind Enemy Lines, we're going to be playing that over December. In fact, the first episode of that is coming out literally in the next couple of days, ladies and gentlemen, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be absolutely interesting to watch. And yes, my gameplay is going to be very facepalm inducing, to put it that way. No doubt you will all sort of, facepalm at how bad I actually am, especially on the first mission. But you know what? Like I say, I haven't played that game in a long time, so naturally my skills are going to be a bit rusty. Do bear with me on that front. Not much I can do about that. But that's part of the beauty of the series, ladies and gentlemen. You get to watch me sort of rediscovering the game after so many years, and actually it's almost like I'm playing it again for the first time. So you get to join me on a journey. On a journey, ladies and gentlemen. A journey as I get good at the game, sort of. And the thing is, it'll be interesting actually as well, if any of you out there watching this, if any of you have played Commandos Behind Enemy Lines and beaten it legit, we'll be able to sort of compare strats or tactics. You guys can sort of compare how you went about beating the levels to how I did. And you can probably point out to me where there was probably, a more efficient way of approaching some of the challenges that you face in each level. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit of engagement in that respect. But we'll see, Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? But I'm sure that people will enjoy it, because like I say, it's something very different. It's an older game, so I'm sure there'll be people out there who'll be like, ooh, this is retro. Let's watch this. Yes, late 90s is retro now, by today's standards, ladies and gents, which makes me feel very old, but what can you do? So yeah, that just, reminds me though of a question that I think I asked maybe a few episodes ago here in So You're Being Hunted. Because the thing is, I've got Commandos Behind Enemy Lines on Steam. I've also bought Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty, which was kind of like an 8-mission expansion to Behind Enemy Lines. I've never actually played Beyond the Call of Duty before, so that'll be all new to me. And apparently it's really tough, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes when I eventually get around to playing that. But again, I iterate a question I asked previously about Commandos 2. Should I buy the original version on Steam, or should I buy the remaster on Steam? Which one is worth it? Which one will be better to get and potentially play on the channel? Because the thing is, if Commandos Behind Enemy Lines gets good, engagement, if people seem to enjoy it, then naturally I will aim to play more of the Commandos games. I'll probably play Beyond Call of Duty and then probably Commandos 2, etc, etc. Maybe even give Commandos 3 a shot, even though, like I think I've said before actually on So You're Being Hunted, even though I think last time I tried my copy of Commandos 3, I don't know, I felt like it might have been bugged, I'm not sure. But I can always test it again, see if it works, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, a little bit of a spoiler for what's coming in December. But yeah, I'm very much reaching that point at this stage in November where I'm trying to sort of block record tons and tons of stuff, so that way the schedule for December is nice and loaded and ready to go. Because obviously there will come a point in December where I travel back up to the north of England to visit friends and family, meaning that there will be at least a couple of weeks in December when I won't be able to do any recordings. So the sooner I get block recording stuff, the better, just so I've got it all done and out of the way, in essence. And of course, apart from Commandos Behind Enemy Lines, other stuff, fuck it, I'll just spoil some other stuff as well. I think I've mentioned already that I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to play Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, just for the shits and giggles. Because like I said, even though it's apparently the lowest rated in that series, ironically, it's the first FNAF game that's actually caught my eye. And I've played bad games on the channel before, just out of sort of that kind of curiosity, just to see how bad they actually are. So you can expect that one as well on the channel. We're going to be doing that too, and I'm probably going to be failing at that as well, knowing me, or having a right laugh, or maybe even crying my eyes out, depending on how buggy it is. Who knows? We'll see. I say that actually, depending on how buggy it is, but I'm pretty sure the devs of FNAF Security Breach have been updating it in the time since it came out. So it may well be the case that some of the bugs have been patched out of that game by the time I start playing it. Who knows? But actually thinking about, FNAF Security Breach, apparently there's the Ruin DLC for that as well, which is apparently free. So if that's free, fuck it, I might as well get it and potentially play that as well. You never know. So yes, God knows what all the people who've ever sort of sat there and said, Red, you should never play a FNAF game on your channel, God knows what they're going to think of this. But hey, you know what? Like I say, we'll play FNAF Security Breach, but I have no intention of playing any of the other ones. I'm merely thinking about playing Security Breach, like I say, just for the shits and giggles. Just because I'm morbidly curious to see how bad it actually is as a game. Or, you never know, maybe to see the opposite. Maybe it turns out to, I don't know, maybe it'll turn out to be an actual diamond in the rough. maybe I'll sort of play it and I'll think, okay, even though it's clearly got issues and problems, maybe you never know. Maybe it's one of those games that's kind of so bad that I almost kind of weirdly end up enjoying it, to put it that way. Because Lord knows, I'm pretty sure I've had games like that in the past here on the channel. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head, but I can't actually can't actually name any. First one I thought of was the Stalin Subway, which, I mean, I'll admit there were elements of that they enjoyed, though I will admit that was a janky as hell game, and in retrospect I don't think I would say I enjoyed that on the whole. Actually, Grey Skies, A War of the Worlds story, that's a game which I did tentatively enjoy for what it was, which, honestly, actually, when you look at the Steam page, most of the reviews for that game are negative, which is always kind of interesting. I could have talked about that, actually, in the previous episode, couldn't I? With Phil. Actually, having said that, the previous episode was mainly about things which people hate, things which people love, which we disliked, or didn't really rate. But then again, we did touch on the opposite of that as well, didn't we? Well, never mind. Alright, I'm going to wrap the episode up here, ladies and gentlemen, because I've been waffling on long enough. So, hope you're excited for the spoilers for December that I've just given in terms of what you can expect on the channel. Part of the reason, really, for block recording stuff at this stage is just so that hopefully it frees up a bit of time in December to work on a Christmas special video. Because the thing is, I really want to do another of those Very Red Gmod story videos, but truth be told, I've had no time to begin thinking about that this year. And I'm hoping that if I just can block record a ton of stuff for December, just get the December schedule sorted before that month begins, it might just give me a bit more space to think about that and potentially put something together. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. I have vague ideas for what I could do for a good storyline, but we'll see. Facebook and links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested, and if you enjoyed, and likes of course, always appreciated. But other than that, I'm signing off now. Goodbye everybody. This thing handles weird. Well, there's the thrusters. Right, well I guess we can kill guys if we want with this thing. Holy shit, it's turned into fucking Grand Theft Auto up in here, this did. What are we going to do? Oh my god, it handles like a fucking ice cube, this bloody thing. Yeah, we can roll it like that apparently. I don't know why, but we'll do that, I guess. Take that guy down. No, Jesus. Alright, fine. Yeah, let me go. God, Grand Theft Auto ain't got shit on this. All you need is Juice Galaxy, ladies and gents. Oh my lord. It's so fucking easy to roll this darn thing. So where are we headed here? What's the deal? We're going just out. Fuck. God, fucking... Okay, right. You know what, Crazy Red? You are not a good driver.